She unmatched soon after, so she wasn't he joking. Ha 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 ha. Could you imagine actually saying that to someone in real life? Honey, I'd like pizza for dinner. Good for you, jackass. Nobody cares. I was almost late to work this morning. Good for you, jackass. Nobody cares. My cat died. Good for you, jackass. Nobody cares. I'd like to improve my life. You're a fucking moron. Are you my mom and dad? I fucking love it. Good for you, jackass. Nobody cares. The placement of your comma irks me greatly. INB4G4 Arjunk. Jackass. Nobody sounds like a nice person. Jesus saves. Jackass. Nobody cares. IDK if this subreddit has flares. But it definitely needs to. I want a good for you, jackass. Nobody cares flare. Mods. That's my whole bio. Now, man, I know a fair amount of married couples that would say that to each other tbh lol. The same married couples who have hallway sex. They pass each other in the hallway and say, fuck you to each other. Good for you, jackass. Nobody cares. It's for a church, honey. Next. I mean, it works as a response to practically everything. But my one-liner would be, as the prophecy has foretold, I'm going to use this tomorrow in my work Zoom calls. Good for you, jackass. Nobody cares. Haha. She sounds like a charm. How kind, supportive and honest. Op, lucky you. You dodged a cannonball. That's gonna be my email sign off from now on. Op, I need you to get me that table by OB. Response, okay. Good for you, jackass. Nobody cares. I can only imagine myself saying this for the shock value to get a laugh. I don't understand how people can be mean like this. To be honest, she deserves someone saying that to her in reply to her spiel. I can see myself saying that actually. Good for you, jackass. Nobody cares. Don't care, honey. Next, I've been told that in person. Good for you, jackass. Nobody cares. Yay, thank you. Now I just need someone yo tell me over a phone call. You mean you didn't want to get married and have kids to a girl you just met off Bumble, but her profile said she was looking for something serious/s. While being in school and presumably unemployed/minimally employed to boot, it'd be a morally questionable and economically horrible decision for a long-term couple to have kids at their age and in their economic situation, and she wants kids as soon as possible with a total stranger. LMAO. Sounds like she's the type of person that shouldn't have kids probably ever, but she's too stupid to realize she is rushing into the toughest job of her life. And she'll probably do a shitty job as a mom simply because she wants to be a mom/married to compete with her sister, who probably also went into that deep end way too soon. And if you bring up the possibility of not being fertile and that adoption is a perfectly valid option, then prepare yourself for the ultimate drama show ever. I'm no longer interested in dating women who want to start a family. And in my area, that's pretty much all of them lol. Same. I don't use this word often, but it really creeps me out when you can almost hear her biological clock ticking. It's a special kind of horror. Haha. Sounds like someone's motivation of marriage might be related to something else. LMAO. Imagine being such a jealous piece of shit that you are willing to fuck up your own life in a hurry just to be on par with them. I mean, it definitely happens. My mom had me and got married young, and her older sister rushed into a marriage and pregnancy soon after. Said aunt proceeds to be the most depressed/miserable woman to walk the planet and refuses to divorce for some reason. Sad shit. This legit happens. Dated a girl 5 years ago that brought up this exact scenario. She was youngest of 3 sisters and now in her late 20s and didn't want to be the disappointment of the family. I didn't even know where to start with a reaction, so I didn't. Fun date. But punted the phone number later on. That's a very real thing. I've messed around with a lot of crazy, and these are the ones you have to never let know your home address and pray to God they don't get pregnant. Usually this kind of attitude is expressed after the fact, so the girl saying this upfront is a welcome red flag to avoid altogether. 100% from an unhealthy family. Cause my sister, oh neat. I'll throw the next 20 years of my life away because you never talk to a mental health professional. Good for you, jackass. Nobody cares. I pity her future child because she is definitely going to be a terrible fucking parent. A baby isn't a damn toy or accessory. It's a human being, an expensive one, that needs a metric fuck ton of love, effort, attention and money in order to grow up into even a sort of okay person. To actually be pissed off at someone for saying, hey, this is a very serious thing and I want to be in a stable place before I consider it, is a level of utter narcissism that I never want to understand. Fingers crossed the kid lucks into some other family members or friends actually giving a shit about their well-being, because the mother clearly isn't going to. She doesn't have red flags. She is red whole flag factory. And not because she wants kids, but the way she wants kids. Eventually she will lure in a dumbus to impregnate her, and when that day will come, my heart will go out to the dude whose life she will be ruining, but even more so for her kid. Welcome to 20-somethings in the US. I used to be on a wedding planning message board as a 30-year-old, just looking for vendors, and you don't want to know how many 21-year-olds there were with boyfriends. And without planning and scheming on how to get that ring. All because either their friends were, or an older sister. 18 years later, most of them were divorced within 5 years. It's crazy how in a rush they were due to their environmental factors. Sounds like she's ready to get divorced in a couple of years after rushing into a marriage. Big oof. Everyone knows you should only rush into a marriage like that with someone who has graduated and gotten a job, so you can take half their shit. Don't forget to have a bundle of joy or two first. I'd like to have skills and employment before I take on the responsibilities of raising a child. Jackass, what scares me is what will happen when she notices that candor and honesty send everyone running for the hills and she switches to simply telling someone that she's on the pill when she absolutely is not. This is from about a year ago, so let's hope someone hasn't already fallen victim. Wow, that's a bullet dodged. He dodged the mother of all bombs actually. So the humans are bomber basically, more than a bullet. More like a freaking cannonball. She sounds like a kamikaze watermelon. 18 years worth of bullets, even worse. It's a cum shot dodged. Bitch be pregnant, and in a rush, to find the baby daddy. Sex on the first date and magically pregnant 3 days later. Never thought of this, and the hostile reaction at the end does have that desperate yawn smell. It's nice to see that she doesn't want to get bogged down by useless things such as love, a general interest in you and financial stability. Yikes dude. Just yikes. Jesus fuck. Breathe a sigh of relief. The only thing you're gonna be missing is the knife in your throat. Aren't women being direct the best? Actually yes. Imagine if I wasted any more time on her because she didn't tell me this within the first conversation. Yeah dude. I think the person that this succubus eventually attaches to will probably deserve it, seeing how she announces herself with a megaphone. It's a train wreck waiting to happen for sure. You know there is gonna be an equally shallow man-child out there that is gonna play on her issues just to get a piece. Of course he is more than likely going to have no job, no ambition, just some wannabe player. They are going to pop out a kid/kids end up hating each other in a very dramatic fashion, and the poor kid/kids are the one paying the price for the parents' inability to be decent human beings. Sorry. I've seen this one play out IRL a few too many times. It's irritating. It was on a different site, but I once messaged a girl, and after exchanging a few messages, no red flags initially, she told me that she wanted to get nutted inside so she could get pregnant in the near future. Vasectomy man has entered the chat. As someone biologically young enough to still bear children, but fuck that. My son is an adult now, and I do not want to start new at my age. I find that to be a giant bonus. Who's gonna marry that? I'm already on my way to rent a suit. I had a girl who was a twin and her sister had a kid, so when she got with me, she mentioned she wanted kids soon. Little did I know she meant that night. We were in the bedroom, I reached to grab a condom. Next thing I know she hopped on me without the condom. And she was basically begging for me to ejaculate in her. When I didn't she blocked me, and we haven't talked since. Get a vasectomy, and get back with her. Wonder how long you could get away with constant bareback. Yes, it's nice when they put all the red flags in the front for bio. First time I've seen a man dodge an artillery shell. She is obviously pregnant, and have no idea which MF is the father. Now she desperately tries to find one. Lol. Sounds like she's not ready for marriage. And sure as fuck not ready for kids, if she's gonna be this immature about such big decisions, and the concern of potential partners. Holy fuck, and no one believes me. Lol. Imagine if you had said yes. Huh. Okay jackass. Meet me in church with a witness. Lol holy shit. Lmao shold unmatched. After she said like now, why you wasting your time? But then how would I have gotten this wonderful screenshot? Holy shit. Put a baby in me now. But, you know. Future plans? Yeah. Baby now. My sister. Okay. But, you know. Plan for the life of that new child? Shut up jackass nobody cares. Imagine the first date marriage proposal. My mom knows someone who did this. Except they had known each other and were good friends prior to the date. And well, she wasn't a psycho who's only after children like this gal. They're still happily married 30 years later. Now that's ridiculous. What a horrendously misguided soul. You got lucky. Quite often they don't fly those red flags right out front in the middle of their yard like that. All this sub does is make me realize not to ever download Tinder ever again. I need to get married now. I'm ready to be a mom. I promise my own mother said something similar in her early 20s. Me and my brother grew up without our dad. People, don't do this. It's bad for the adults and it's really fucked for the kids. Nice job jackass. You just dodged ruining your own life. 10 says she gets a date. Pops a hole in a condom and gets knocked up. Good for you. Opus. Good for you. Baby rabies is no joke.